Sex with me does no more for you than shaving, does it?
Are you kidding? I love a nice close shave.
At least you could pretend.
Lighten up, Brenda. Don't be so damn serious. You want anything from the kitchen?
What I want is not in the kitchen. Don't leave a mess.
Yeah.
Stacy, I miss you so much.
I miss you too.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if you were here right now, lying next to me.
Well, once I have my driver's license, I can come over whenever I want. After school, in the morning.
Late at night.
Yeah. Late at night.
Well, just remember that on Saturday, your birthday, you're all mine. No friends, no parents.
Just us. I gotta go. My stepdad's here.
Stacy, you tell me to get the hell out of there, okay?
I'll call you back.
No, Stacy!
How's Greg?
It's okay.
Can't wait for tomorrow after school, sweetheart. I'm counting the minutes.
There's nothing more special than being Daddy's little girl. You look up to him like he can do no wrong. But when that dad isn't your real father and he loves you a little bit too much, it can be an entirely different story.
Hey, Cap.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. You own a restaurant?
Yeah, the beach type. You know, beer, burgers.
Right, Surf Shack, Driftwood, Old Skylar front?
Yeah, that's it.
Been there before. Tell you what, the Hawaiian half-pounder is a work of art.
Please. Just the thought of it.
Yeah. Sorry, Cap. Yeah, count 3 on board. It's like somebody using for bayonet practice.
Yeah. Got 4 or 5 wounds there. One of the last ones must have hit his heart, otherwise we'd have blood all over the place. Whoever killed him did it with a vengeance.
Yeah. Not a pleasant sight for a kid to come home from school to, is it?
I can't believe he's gone.
Look, I know this is difficult. Stacy, what time did you get home this afternoon?
I don't know. Greg dropped me off after school. 3:30, maybe 3:45.
I want to know who did this to Tony. I want them to pay for it.
We want to know that too, man.
Is there anybody you can think of who had a grievance with your husband?
No. I can't think of anyone.
Any personal disagreements? Bad business dealings?
I can't imagine why anyone would want to do this. Tony never hurt anybody.
What about you, Stacy? Did you see anything unusual when you came home from school?
No,
A gardener, pool man, any strange face?
no one was here. Except Tony.
Hey, Rita. Just got back from pathology. Logan was stabbed 7 times. The blade was approximately 8 to 10 inches long, but it wasn't a knife.
So maybe it was a tool of some kind, like scissors or a letter opener, something like that?
They say no sharp edges, so a letter opener works well. Look at this. It punctured his left ventricle, his left lung, and it tore into his small intestines.
Yeah, he sure was not going to get up and walk away.
No, he sure wasn't. It was either real efficient or real emotional.
Was there any signs of struggle?
You know what? I don't think he had time. Bam, bam, bam. Quick stab wounds that traumatized. I bet he was in shock like that.
And they were all in front.
Yeah, all in front.
What was estimated time?
3 to 4 p.m. Body had only cooled a couple of degrees when the EMTs got there.
So that means that it could have been before the girl, Stacy, before she got home from school.
Or maybe after. Maybe old Tony was still up and walking around when she got home.
The kid.
You think that she was capable of doing something like that?
Well, considering she just found her stepfather in a pool of blood, she showed damn little emotion.
Maybe that's the way she's dealing with it, Captain. I mean, people deal with shock in different ways, you know?
Unless they're not shocked. Did Mrs. Logan give you the name of her husband's business partner?
Yeah, Danner. Frank Danner. Listen, if you're done with your deposition on Carlton, I'm going to kick this back to you, all right?
Okay, yeah, I am. Thanks, Captain.
Have a nice life.
You too.
Excuse me. Looking for Frank Danner.
He's at the bar.
Okay. You know, it's a shame about what happened to Mr. Logan, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know him very well?
He was a good boss. I liked him.
You must be Sergeant Lorenzo.
Yeah. So, you're Tony's partner.
Yeah, Frank Danner.
Nice to meet you.
Moving around in slow motion all morning. Still can't believe it.
How long you and Tony been partners?
11 years. Seems like a lifetime. Tony knew this business inside and out. He made this place what it is.
Business good?
Well, you know how it is. It's a recession. We've been holding our own. Tony was a genius, coming up with new ways to get customers in the door.
I guess he was at that.
Now that he's gone, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm all business. He was the restaurateur. I barely know a fork from a spoon.
Did Tony owe anybody money?
If he did, I'd know about it. Yeah, Tony made a good living. He didn't have to borrow.
What about the relationship between the two of you?
You think I'm involved in this thing?
I don't know who's involved in this thing.
Tony was my best friend. He was like a brother to me. Now that he's gone, I might have to sell this place. You think I want that? You think I'd ruin my business? You think I'd murder my friends?
Somebody did.
I was in this restaurant all day yesterday. You can check with the prep cooks. From noon until I have found out what happened.
Mind if I have a look at your phone file?
Need a good dishwasher, maybe a refrigerator repairman. That's all you're gonna find.
This one right here. To Bardo.
I don't know. It must be somebody Tony dealt with.
I was a 31-year-old widow with a 6-year-old girl. And I was a mess.
Is that when you met Tony?
He was my knight in shining armor. He was wonderful. Not only did he treat me like a queen, but he loved Stacy like his own.
How was it for Stacy having a new man in the house? I know that can be a little difficult for children.
Stacy adored Tony back then, like her own father.
What do you mean back then?
Well, when a girl reaches a certain age, she can be difficult. Tony was understanding. He raised her like his own child. Helped her with homework, taught her how to ride horses.
Did he discipline her?
When she needed discipline, yes. He was there like any good father.
Did Stacy go to school today?
Yes.
I'm a little surprised she wouldn't have stayed home.
Oh, she wouldn't have it any other way. She doesn't like anything to interfere with her routine.
But under the circumstances, it seems a little odd.
Stacy's a strong girl, Sergeant, and pretty mature for her age. It's a decision I allowed her to make.
Look, you must have been doing some kind of business with this guy, Donnie. Your name was in his phone file.
Yeah, my name is in the phone book, too.
Yeah.
What does that prove? That I'm tight with the Bell family? Well, I told you, I don't know this Jabik. And besides, a burger joint? That's not my style, Lorenzo.
Now, I'm not asking you where you ate. I want to know what kind of business you were doing with this guy.
And I'm telling you, the zero kind.
Hey, Sergeant Lorenzo, what a nice surprise.
Dominic, I thought you left town, man.
I've been staying in Miami with my Uncle Vic. But I've been back a few times on business.
Business?
A little of this, a little of that. Now's vacation, though. Spend a couple of weeks with Pop here. Is Rita with you?
No, Rita left town. She lives in Alaska now.
Hey, you're sticking it to me, huh, Sergeant?
Hey!
You're a funny guy. You hear that, Pop?
Yeah.
Alaska. He said she moved to Alaska.
So, Dominic, when you've been up here on business, you stay with Donnie?
Of course he stays here. It's his home. He's family.
Isn't it your business with a guy named Tony Logan?
Yeah, some of it. Why?
Somebody did a nasty job of killing him, that's why.
Don't say anything else, Dominic.
Hey, I sold him a dozen TVs, so unless he got electrocuted by bad wiring, I got nothing to worry about here.
TVs, huh?
Yeah, for the restaurant. Show the fights, the games, the races.
For which I'm sure you got all the proper records?
Absolutely. 12 TVs, he paid cash, end of story. I got all the numbers, bill of sale, give him a receipt, totally legitimate.
All right, all right. Look, Dominic, you have any business dealings with Tony's partner?
No, just with Tony. Tony is an old lady.
No, you mean his wife.
Nah, this was not a wife kind of lady. This woman was too sexy to be a wife. I mean, she had these legs and body, meaning that would make your knees weak and your nose run, you know what I'm saying?
Her name was April.
You are a very good detective, Sergeant. I mean, that had to be like one of those UPS things for you to know that.
Dominic, will you walk the sergeant out?
So, you'll be around if I need to talk to you again?
I'm here as long as you need me to be. You know, I'm gonna give Rita a call. Like a surprise, you know? Don't say nothing, all right? It'll be like a surprise.
It'll be a surprise, all right. Dominic, I don't think I'd do that.
Hey, she would have came around if I would have stuck around here. There was a thing between me and Rita. A thing between the both of us. I could see it in her eyes. The way she said she never wanted to see me again.
Kind of like one of those UPS things, huh?
Exactly.
Do you ride? Not much anymore.
I learned to ride when I was about your age.
That's nice.
I hear you're getting your driver's license next week. That's pretty exciting, huh?
Look, I have tons of homework to do.
Okay. You don't seem very upset about Tony's murder.
What do you want me to do? Sit here and cry my eyes out?
No. Not necessarily. I think it's a little odd that you didn't stay home from school to be with your mom today.
I had an algebra test, all right? Miss Kavicki doesn't give makeups.
Well, I'm sure she would have understood under the circumstances.
She wouldn't.
Stacy, what was your relationship with Tony like?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you get along well?
Yeah, sure.
You spent a lot of time together?
I guess. I don't know.
You know, I know what it's like to have a stepdad. Someone who's not your real father.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I grew up with foster parents myself. I know what that feels like.
Nobody knows anything.
Stacy, would you like to talk to me about something? You sure?
Yeah. He used to take me out, buy me clothes, and into the movies.
It's okay.
Not.
It's gonna be all right.
He did stuff. He touched me. He made me do things.
I'm sorry. Does your mom know about this?
Nobody knew. Except Greg. I just couldn't keep it inside anymore.
I know.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Stacy had a serious motive. That's a tough way to live.
I just can't believe she would leave the murder weapon laying out like that in plain sight. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, maybe the letter opener wasn't the murder weapon.
Well, forensics will be able to tell us. So what about Dominic and Donnie Dawes?
I don't think they had anything to do with this. I mean, Dominic was upfront about the TVs. They all checked out. Besides, it was too sloppy for a mob hit.
Think Dominic was right about the mistress? Maybe she had a gripe.
April Stevens. I don't think she had anything to do with this. She's the waitress at the beach time, right? She was on the clock from 10 until 6. Besides, it was history. She broke up with Logan a couple of months ago. She found somebody her own age who wasn't quite so rough in bed.
You buy the Brenda didn't know about any of this? About Tony and her daughter? About the affair?
They say love casts a blind eye.
Yeah, I sure would like to know what Stacy's boyfriend says about this. Sure, he's not too upset that Tony's out of the picture.
Old man playing doctor with his sweetheart. How can you live with something like that?
The whole thing makes me sick. I mean, it had been going on for a year. She was so afraid, she couldn't tell anybody about it.
You know, I understand why she would want to kill him. That still doesn't make it right.
No.
I gotta tell you, busted for shoplifting at the age of 14, grand theft auto at the age of 15.
My man, I borrowed my uncle's car without asking him. He turned me in.
Yeah, right. Not exactly a squeaky clean record, is it, Gregory?
Look, I had some problems when I was younger, okay? But I worked them out. I go to school now, I work hard, and I don't bother anybody.
What about Tony Logan? Have any problems with him?
No problems. I left him alone, he left me alone.
How long did you know about what he was doing to Stacy?
She told you?
Told Sergeant Lance the whole thing. She also said you were the only other person who knew.
Yeah.
Made you mad, didn't it?
Yeah. I told him if he ever touched her again, I'd rip his head off. You know what he did? He laughed in my face. He told me I should go ahead and try it.
So you threatened him?
I wanted to kill him. I wanted to tear him to pieces.
Is that right?
Well, lucky for me, someone beat me to it.
You're early.
Hi, Frank. I thought you were Greg.
Oh, hiya, Stacy. You look as pretty as ever.
Hello, Frank.
Hi, how you holding up? You look good.
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Sit down, I'll fix you a drink.
It's Greg. Bye, Frank.
Home by 11.
I will, Mom.
She's a hell of a girl.
Yes, she is.
And you are a hell of a woman.
Everything seems to point to Stacy. You know, I cannot see her stabbing somebody to death.
Yeah. Hey, check it out. It's Lesser DeBardo.
Dominic, how have you been?
Every appearance would say terrific, Rita. But inside, I'm dying on the vine.
Say what?
Well, true. Health is good. Business is good. Life is good. But something is missing here.
Look, Dominic, if this is some kind of come-on...
Hey. What I owe you. You told me to take a hike. I'm saying this is a very classy lady who is perfect for me. There's an attraction here. So why is she pushing me away? I couldn't see it then, but I can now. It's a very clear picture.
It's still a little hazy for me.
It's about challenge. Here I am, learning the family business at my Uncle Vic's knee, so to speak. And it's like, so what's to learn? I do this like a fish swims, you know what I'm saying? It's in my blood. It's too easy. I need a challenge.
What about the challenge of not getting caught, Dominic?
And I'm thinking, when we talked about Tony Logan,
Yeah?
Lorenzo's got a great job. It's exciting. Gets to work with people like Rita. Gets to use his brains. It's a challenge. Huh?
So you want to be a cop?
It's the thing you sent me away to find, Rita. I was so blind, I can't believe I didn't see this sooner.
I can't believe this is a come-on.
You gotta be kidding me, Dominic. No, this is a joke, right? Your pop put you up to this. We didn't plant a snitch in his camp, so he wants to plant one in ours, right?
You'll change your attitude, Sergeant. This is something I have decided to do. not who I am. It's who I'm gonna be, which is a very important part of this department. You know my pop, Dominic DeBardo Sr.?
Please. Another drought, yes. Another plague, yes. Another 7 years bad luck, okay. That also. But not another DeBardo. What the hell do you want?
I want to be a cop.
Come here. You know what I'm doing here? Somewhere on this desk is a telephone number. The last honest auto mechanic in the entire state of Florida. I'm looking so far for 45 minutes. I've dialed a dozen wrong numbers. I've been told to go to hell in 3 different languages. But I'm going to find it. You know why? Because I refuse to give those gonifs down at the dealership $120 for a brake job. Which any trained monkey can do, right? So, my question to you is this. What the hell do you want from me?
I need a word. The brass who run the police academy, they treat me like a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Certain character requirements that's having a negative effect on me getting accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want me to shoehorn you into the academy, right? To pull a couple of strings, right?
Pop said you were quick. Of course, I know what's expected. You know what I'm saying? Very nice office. Very nice. Could use a sound system. A couple of speakers right over there. Maybe a big screen right over here. Eh? Fish tank. You like fish?
What are you doing?
What? What am I doing? I'm trying to show my appreciation.
You're trying to bribe a police officer.
I'm just getting acquainted is all I'm doing.
Out. Out. Get out of my office. Get out of my station. I don't know what the hell you and Donnie Dogs are trying to pull here, but it ain't gonna work.
I understand you need a little time. I'll be in touch.
Out. 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 Out!
It couldn't be true. This is some kind of lie.
Stacy told me these stories in detail, Mrs. Logan.
Well, little girls have vivid imaginations. They invent things.
I have yet to meet a teenager who can concoct a story so specific.
Look, I know there were other women. Tony fooled around. I could live with that, but he would never have touched Stacy. Well, why didn't she say something?
Because she didn't think you would believe her.
Oh, Stacy.
I always thought it would be a good idea for you to grow up with your mother. So that you could grow up straight. But not this straight.
Pop, for once in my life, I want to do something that I could be proud of.
This is a concept that escapes me. What could make you prouder than to have all of this when I decide to retire?
But I'm walking into that, Pop. It won't be something I worked for.
The hell it won't.
You know that and I know that. But I'm talking about respect.
You want to talk about respect? Just think what it would do to my image. A DeBardo with a badge. Tell me something I can understand, Dominic. Tell me this is all a con, just so you can get next to Rita.
Strictly a fringe benefit. And there's other fringe benefits, too.
Like?
Like, you know what's going on inside the PD. It'd be like you got ears in the department. Your business could be just as good as bulletproof. Huh?
You know, I knew your mother raised you smart as well as straight.
Brenda's alibi checked out. 3 different witnesses.
You believe she didn't know?
I can't believe a mother would do something like that and not do something about it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I can't believe that she didn't know something was going on. I mean, they live in the same house. Letter opener fits the wounds like a key in a lock. Same length, same width. Got microscopic traces of blood. It'll be weeks before we can DNA match from the Tonys, but definitely his blood type. Rita, we got no other prints on that thing other than Stacy's.
I just wish she had gotten help.
Yeah, so do I. I'm gonna go get the car. Okay, she's probably home from school by now.
Yes, Sergeant Lance. No, that's fine. Well, there's no need to go get a car. She's downstairs.
What?
Stacy just turned herself in.
You're right, Rita. I killed Tony. And I'd do it again if I had the chance.
You are the best I've ever had.
You know what I think? I think we should put on our clothes, go to the airport, jump on a plane to Barbados, and have a native priest marry us in the moonlight.
I never realized you were such a romantic.
Only with you. I'm serious. Why do we keep hiding like a couple of teenagers?
Well, I think it would look a little strange if we ran off and eloped a week after my husband's funeral.
Who cares? Let them say what they want.
Hello? Yes. Yes, Sergeant Lance. I understand. Yes, I'll be there right away. Stacy confessed.
What?
She said she killed Tony. She's at the police department right now.
I never dreamed she could do anything like that.
They found the letter opener on her desk. What the hell is going on, Frank?
She's a minor, and she's already told the police that Tony was molesting her. Now, whether it's true or not, no jury's gonna convict her.
He was standing by the window drinking. And he'd be waiting for me afternoons like that. He was always half blasted. So, I walked up behind him with the letter opener. And when he turned around, I just stabbed him.
Just like that.
Yes. He tried to get away, but I kept stabbing him. I just wanted him dead.
And then he collapsed on the floor.
Yeah. On the rug. I waited 5 minutes, and then I called the police.
Stacy, I want you to do something for me.
Uh-huh.
I want you to pretend that I'm Tony. Go ahead and stand up. Come on over here. Now, this is a letter opener. Okay, so I'm Tony. I'm standing here looking outside the window. You sneak up behind me with the letter opener. I turn around. Then what?
Well, I just stabbed him.
Show us exactly how you did it, Stacy.
Exactly how you did it.
Come on, let's sit down. Who were you trying to protect, Stacy?
Stacy, you didn't kill your stepfather. We want to know who did.
What are you talking about? It was me.
Whoever killed Tony used underhanded strokes close to the body. Every wound indicates an upward angle, like this. Not like this.
I did it wrong.
We're here to help you, Stacy. It's okay. It's okay.
He did it for me. Greg tried to get Tony to stop, and he wouldn't. Greg wouldn't tell me where he was that day. He ditched 5th and 6th period. So I thought that he...
Stacy, Greg had an alibi. Hey, he didn't do it.
Look, he cares for you very much, but he's not a murderer.
Yeah, Lorenzo. Okay, why don't you tell him about 5 more minutes? Yeah, thanks. Stacy, your mom's here to pick you up.
Let's go wash your face, okay? It wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
Somebody was trying to frame her. Whoever it was knew about her and Tony.
And why would a mother try and frame her own daughter?
Well, maybe she thought Stacy would get off. Victim of molestation is going to get the sympathy of a court.
Well, Brenda Logan's clearly not going to win any Mother of the Year awards. I can't picture her putting her daughter through an ordeal like that.
Rita. Sergeant Lorenzo? It's getting closer. Papa's meet me here for a sit-down with your boss today.
Wait. You, Donnie Dogs, and Captain Lipschitz all in the same room?
Whew. So you're really going to go through with this, huh?
Yeah.
Somehow the words officer and DeBardo, they don't go together too well.
Hey. If I can convince Pop, I can convince you, too. It's gonna happen, believe me.
Well, that's great, Dominic. Invite us to the swearing in, huh?
Good luck.
How about, what about these exams I gotta take? I hear they're pretty tough.
That depends on how smart you are, tough guy.
Maybe you can tutor me a little. Go one-on-one, academically speaking. Hey, how about I have Jackie's shoes here? Pick you up Saturday around 7-ish. We have a bite in the private dining room at my cousin Fredo's place. Talk about police procedure.
No, I don't think so, Dominic. Thanks.
It's that incomplete man thing again, isn't it? You're right. You're absolutely right. I shouldn't get the diploma till I graduate.
Dominic, you worked with Tony Logan, right? Did you ever meet his partner, Frank Danner?
No, but my Uncle Vic knows him from years back in Miami. That's how I did the business with Tony. See, Dana sent Tony to Uncle Vic, who sent me to do the deal. Right. Actually, Uncle Vic wanted me to check the joint out. See, Dan had been trying to unload the place for about 6 months or so, and made us a really attractive offer.
Wait a minute. An offer you couldn't refuse?
Hey, Uncle Vic can refuse any offer. That's what makes him Uncle Vic.
I mean, Frank said he didn't want to, but that he might have to sell the place after Tony died.
Except for he started trying to sell it while Tony was still alive.
Right.
Right. My point exactly. See, I'm a natural at this stuff. I'm a born detective.
April, you seen Frank?
Frank left a couple of hours ago.
Where'd he go?
Guy owns the place now. Comes and goes as he pleases.
Excuse me.
So, have you seen him today?
Hi. I'm Sergeant Lance. How you doing?
Police?
Yeah. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. So, you were here last Thursday with Mr. Danner all day, right? Open to close.
See? All day.
All day, huh? So, you're gonna tell me that Mr. Danner never left once all day long?
We got a new refrigerator. It took a long time to hook up. Long time. Mr. Danner helped us.
You wouldn't happen to be in this country illegally, would you?
No. Please. No trouble, huh?
No, look, we're not from immigration. It's all right.
I've been in America for 7 years. My family is here. I've done nothing.
No, you haven't. We don't want to deport you. We want to know what you know about Frank Danner.
Mr. Danner, he told me to say he was in the restaurant all day, or he had me shipped back to Cuba.
Bingo. So, he wasn't here all day.
He left after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back around 5. Please, don't tell him I talked to you.
No. Don't worry about it. We're not going to tell a soul. This is just between us, all right? You're a good man.
We go back. We got history. So we had our differences. No reason to stand in Dominic's way of realizing his dream.
Maybe your dream, too. Why don't you just bug my phones?
You got a suspicious mind, Harry. Now, Dominic has no connection with my business. His record is spotless. Well, why would you deny him?
He tried to bribe me to grease his way into the academy.
That's got to be a misunderstanding.
Just that. a misunderstanding here, a misunderstood offer to do a friend a small favor.
Small favor. A sound system. A big screen TV. A fish tank.
A fish tank?
It was a thought. What's wrong with fish? It was a gesture, an appreciation for an accommodation.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna make it any easier for you. But I ain't gonna stand in your way either. You make it on your own, you're one of mine. That's it. End of discussion. Bye-bye.
A fair proposition. You have my gratitude, Harry.
I don't want your gratitude. I want your absence. Get the hell out of here. Take a hike.
My cousin Guido. He's a top-notch mechanic. Give him a call. Do your brakes for $40. He's a good guy.
4 wheels.
All 4 wheels. And he's honest.
Hey, thanks, Tabata. And, good luck.
Guido does brakes for $40?
Of course not. Guido owes me a favor. He does the brakes for $40. Now Lipschitz owes me a favor. Let's get out of here, bud.
How's Stacy?
Oh, Stacy's cool. Sometimes I think she should be the mother.
You're not trying to take advantage of me, are you?
Well, I guess you could say that. You really screwed things up, didn't you, Frank? First, you killed Tony in my house. My own house. And you do it a week too early.
Brenda, I told you about the argument. He knew about us. Come on.
You're a lousy liar, Frank. You don't do it well at all.
So if I didn't kill him there, and then it would have been too late. I had no choice. What are you doing?
A few gifts. Me to you. You killed my husband thinking you would seduce me. But I turned you down.
You turned me down? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about why you committed suicide.
So I guess Frank Taylor's our man.
Yeah, I guess you owe Deputy Dominic that dinner now, don't
I'll
you?
send him a thank you note.
You know, he could end up being your partner.
I already have a partner, thank you very much. Yeah, Sergeant Lance. Patch her through.
Frank just left here. He tried to rape me.
Please! Cat, come here. Looks like Frank had himself a serious hope chest.
Whoa. He must have been infatuated with her.
What? If Frank knew about Tony and Stacy, all right? Maybe he decided he'd frame the girl. I mean, she was the one with the obvious motive in this.
What about Prince? Anything there?
No, not even a smear.
What? A keepsake like that and he didn't handle it? Come on, that's very interesting.
You want to know what else is very interesting? There's no powder burns or stippling around that wound. Now, you almost always get that with the gunshot suicide.
See what you could find out from the neighbors.
Okay.
You, over here. I want to know now if this guy fired a gun recently.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Sergeant Lorenzo. I need to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Did you see anybody coming in or out of Frank's apartment earlier this afternoon?
Yeah, the Wednesday dinner. She has been coming to see Frank every Wednesday about 12 o'clock for, gosh, almost a year. And it is kind of embarrassing.
Why embarrassing?
Oh, because they're so blatant. I mean, they leave the blinds open and the windows open, and they are making so much noise that it's just ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Today is not Wednesday, and it's way past noon.
Oh, yeah, I think that's kind of caught my attention.
Did she look anything like this?
Oh, yeah, that's her. Yeah, even with clothes on. Gosh, she just left here a few hours ago.
Yeah, well, it's a shame things had to turn out this way, but I'm just glad you and Stacy weren't hurt.
Well, Frank was always a little unstable, unpredictable, but not like this.
You never know when someone's gonna snap.
Such a cowardly thing to do.
I suppose you could look at it that way.
I resent what he tried to do to me. You don't go blowing your brains out when things start to get rough. If Frank got himself into something, he should have stood up and faced the consequences.
Excuse me. Yes, Sergeant Lance. I think I just got the same thing here. Uh-huh. We'll be here. Okay. How did you know Frank shot himself?
Well, isn't that what he did? I thought you said that.
I said he committed suicide. He could have jumped off a bridge.
I guess I assumed. He killed himself. He probably used a gun.
Where were you today, Mrs. Logan?
Nowhere, really. Some errands. Here mostly alone, trying to sort things out.
Was that before or after you went to Frank Danner's apartment?
I wasn't at his apartment.
You killed him and you tried to make it look like suicide.
No.
Frank killed your husband, didn't he? Two of you probably planned it together. Then you decided to get rid of him. Sure, pin it on the dead guy who can't argue. The obsessed lunatic who gets suicidal when he can't have you. You know, that's very well thought out, Mrs. Logan.
You can't prove any of that.
Frank was tested for gunpowder residue. He hadn't shot a gun. I'm betting the same test says that you have.
Detective Lance, what are you doing here?
Stacy.
Honey, go back upstairs. Go back upstairs.
Mom, what's going on?
Stay here, Stacy.
What is it?
You're under arrest for the murder of Frank Danner and conspiracy to murder Tony Logan.
I couldn't help it, honey. I had to do it. I had to get away from Tony, honey. I didn't know what else to do.
You mean you didn't do it because of me? What he was doing to me?
Oh, Stacy, I didn't know. I'd have killed him myself if I had. I'm so sorry, babe. I'm so sorry.
Well, just give him a minute, okay?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Brenda had been used and abused by Tony for years, and she never told a soul.
She should have spoken up. I mean, if she had, it'd be him sitting in jail instead of her being locked up for murder.
Yeah, well, sometimes the system doesn't make that so easy to do.
Yeah.
Besides, I do not think that Brenda was in real close touch with reality.
You know what? It's gonna be tough for Stacy. And how's she gonna be able to trust anybody again?
Well, I'm gonna do what I can to get a good set of foster parents. That'll be a start at least, you know?
Anybody ever tell you that you're very nice?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. Deputy Dominic.
How you doing?
Not gonna happen.
Well, what happened to the natural? The guy who was born to solve crimes, the guy who was gonna give back to the system.
He became the take care of business and pay the bills guy. I just discovered one crucial detail.
What's that?
Starting salary. I can't make it on money like that. I'd have to move home.
Money stinks, yeah?
You know, Pop. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the guy and everything, but, could you live with Donnie dogs?
Good point.
So, I guess I gotta go back to Miami. You know, I hope you understand this thing we got here, this long-distance relationship. It's hard to pull off and everything, but...
Hey, guy's got to do what a guy's got to do, you know?
Well, sure.
You know, that's what's special about you, Rita. You understand. You're a very understanding lady, you know?